Caitlin Clark just made it clear. She's not here to play games anymore. She's not here to sit quietly while people twist the narrative. She's not here to tolerate the noise. In a live Zoom interview that quickly exploded across social media, Caitlin faced her critics, her doubters, and her so-called A3USERS head-on. And she didn't just clap back, she dropped a bombshell that's still echoing through the WNBA world. It started innocently enough, a reunion of sorts. Caitlin Clark sitting down, virtually, with two legends of the game, Bird and Diana Taurasi. Smiles, laughs, some nostalgia, but underneath it all, there was a fire building. Caitlin wasn't just another young star looking for validation. She was there to make a statement, to draw a line in the sand. The tension kicked off the moment Diana Taurasi's name came up. 1 year ago, Taurasi looked straight into the camera during a broadcast and sent a warning shot to Caitlin. "Reality is coming," she said. A not-so-subtle reminder that the jump from college to the pros is brutal, that the league would chew her up and spit her out like it had done to so many before her. But now the tables had turned. As Taurasi offered her congratulations and reflected on Caitlin's incredible rise, Caitlin just smiled. That knowing, almost mischievous smile. She didn't need to say it directly. The look said everything. Reality didn't crush her. She conquered it. And then, when the moment came, Caitlin delivered the blow with the kind of subtle confidence only a real competitor could pull off. "Congrats on your retirement," she said, grinning. "Unfortunately, reality's coming to me now." It wasn't angry. It wasn't bitter. It was surgical, a brutal reminder that while the legends talk, Caitlin's out here making history. Taurasi could only laugh. Bird chuckled. And the audience? They went wild. But Caitlin wasn't done. As the conversation shifted, Taurasi tried to soften the tone, praising Caitlin's breakout season and calling their first matchup in Phoenix a generational moment. Taurasi spoke about the electricity in the arena, the way the crowd felt like they were witnessing something historic, a torch being passed. But Caitlin didn't let it end there. She dug deeper. She remembered that game too. Not just the hype, not just the crowd, but the comeback. Down by double digits against seasoned pros, Caitlin led her team all the way back. And they didn't just close the gap. They took the win against a legend, in her house, in front of thousands. Caitlin made sure to remind everyone that she's not here just for the show. She's here to win. And that win, it wasn't just another game, it was a declaration. Caitlin belongs, and she's here to stay. Then the conversation turned to her WNBA roster. Caitlin lit up. You could feel the excitement pulsing through the screen. A new head coach, veteran additions like Natasha Howard and DeWanna Bonner, tough, experienced players who know what it takes to win when it matters most. Caitlin wasn't naive about it either. She acknowledged the challenge. 7 new players, limited time to build chemistry. But her mindset was clear, no excuses. Figure it out, build something, win. And that's when she started to peel back another layer. When Bird brought up the viral photos of Caitlin's offseason transformation, showing her looking stronger, more built, more dangerous than ever, Caitlin laughed it off at first. She joked about AI filters and camera angles. But then, she got serious. She admitted she spent more time than ever in the weight room, not for appearances, not for Instagram likes, but to dominate, to take contact and finish through it, to own the mid-range, to add the floater, to expand her arsenal and prepare for the battles ahead. It wasn't vanity, it was strategy. Because Caitlin knows the WNBA isn't for the soft. It's a league of veterans, of fighters, of players who've been sharpening their swords for years. And if you want to survive, let alone thrive, you better come prepared for war. But perhaps the most brutal moment, the true threat she delivered to her critics, came when the topic shifted to the locker room rumors. If you've been following the WNBA world, you know the whispers. Cheryl Swoops, another legend, went public suggesting the Indiana Fever locker room was toxic, that players didn't want to be there, that something was brewing behind the scenes. The media ran with it. The haters ran with it. Everyone wanted a piece of the drama. But Caitlin, she shut it down in 5 seconds flat. That whole week was like, Indiana, they don't get along, she said, rolling her eyes. And I'm like, great. This is the most together team I've ever seen. No hesitation, no careful wording, just cold, hard truth. She explained how the Fever, despite starting the season 0-8, stuck together, how they leaned on each other, how the chemistry wasn't broken, it was building, It was growing, it was evolving, and that unity, that tight-knit bond, was the reason they turned the season around. Caitlyn's message to her A3USERS was simple. You don't know what's going on in our locker room. You don't know us, and you definitely don't define us. And if you thought she was done throwing shots, think again. When asked about facing UConn and legendary coach Gino Auriemma, Caitlyn didn't just heap empty praise, she gave him his flowers, but made it clear she's not intimidated. She acknowledged the brutal defensive schemes he throws at opponents, how facing UConn is like facing a chess master who's always 3 moves ahead. But she also exposed the frustration, the grind, the way Gino's teams would bait her, trap her, smother her, and how facing that level of pressure only sharpened her own game. And when it came to Paige Buchers, Caitlyn's respect was obvious, but there was an edge underneath it too. She praised Paige's poise, her calm under pressure, her ability to score at all 3 levels. But she also hinted at the expectation, at the standard, that Paige will be judged differently now, that the spotlight burns brighter at the next level, and only the strong survive. Caitlyn wasn't being shady, she was being real, because she knows better than anyone. Talent isn't enough. Charisma isn't enough. In this league, you either produce or you get forgotten. The lighthearted moment of the interview came when the trio started trading stories about technical fouls. Diana shared her story of getting ejected. Sue Bird bragged about her clean record. And Caitlyn, she laughed and confessed. She racked up 6 technicals in 1 season, and it wasn't even for talking trash to refs. She picked up techs for little things, slapping the base of the hoop, minor frustrations. But even in the laughs, there was a serious undertone, because Caitlyn knows that every tech, every moment of visible emotion is magnified under her microscope. She knows the critics are watching, waiting for her to slip, waiting for a reason to tear her down. And that's why she promised her coach, she'll keep the fire but control the chaos. She'll fight smart, fight strategic, pick her battles. Still, when asked to set an over-under for her technicals this season, Caitlyn didn't flinch. 2, she said. Sue Bird and Diana Taurasi, they both laughed and took the over. But Caitlyn wasn't laughing. She was sending another message. She's learning, she's adjusting, she's evolving, and she's coming for everything. Even the jokes about the All-Star setup game couldn't shake her. Diana teased Caitlyn, warning her about how the rookie All-Stars get baited into overexerting themselves. Caitlyn just raised her cup, smiled, and said, "I had a great time." Translation? Set up or not, trap or not, Caitlyn's going to show up and take what's hers. That's the energy she's bringing into this season. Into every practice, every game, every interview. No more apologies, no more hesitation, no more giving the benefit of the doubt to people who question her loyalty, her toughness, her leadership. Caitlyn Clark isn't just participating in the conversation anymore. She's owning it. She's rewriting the rules. And if you're still underestimating her, still trying to twist the story to fit your weak narratives, you're exactly the kind of person she's warning. The brutal threat Caitlyn Clark just delivered on live TV wasn't loud. It wasn't theatrical. It was surgical, precise, measured. It was a reminder that real killers don't scream. They smile. They outwork you, outthink you, outlast you. And when it's all said and done, when the dust settles, when the haters and A3USERS have moved on to their next target, Caitlyn Clark will still be standing, still winning, still smiling. Because the reality check Diana Taurasi warned about, Caitlyn Clark is the reality now, and there's not a single thing her critics can do about it.